Welcome to my manga. I am Agent Manga, and this is One Piece chapter 989. So, this chapter name is Somehow We Can't, I Can't, or it's basically I feel like we can't lose. So basically, the main cast is gonna get their teeth kicked in at some point, because whenever that's said, nothing good ever happens. I mean, nothing. Now to the cover page, I don't mind the cover story, but people aren't liking it very much. But Pound is just like saying, I have proof, and he just like shows a locket of basically Big Mom kicking him out. And you have to basically pull a magnifying glass out just to see that he does have proof that it's his two kids, Lola and Chiffon. And then we kick back up almost immediately where we left off, with Franky basically running Big Mom over, and basically everybody's Nami saying, good job, big bro Franky. And it's just like, Franky was an MVP for running down Big Mom. Again, Big Mom is the strongest woman in all of anime. You know why? She gave birth to 80-something kids. That is why Big Mom is the strongest woman in all of anime, in my thoughts. And like Straw Hat, and then we get like a very good thing that I really like. It's just like Yamato shows up to Momonosuke and Shinobu, and since she thinks that she's Odin, she says, Momonosuke, I'm here to protect you. It's me, Odin. And it's just like, they're like, who the hell is this person? And they just run away, and like Shinobu uses smoke bomb jutsu and just runs away with Momonosuke, and she's wondering why the hell they're running away. And then Big Mom gets up, and she is mad. And then we cut to Old Man Hyo, who I think is going to, because of what he says later on. But he basically says, let's not deal with these drunks anymore. Let's go up to the higher end, like the Toby Ropo or those types of characters. We head to the Toby Ropo, Calamities, and maybe some headliners. If we deal with those guys, it'll definitely, even if we can't defeat them, we can easily, if we just weaken them at best, even at worst, if we just weaken them, that's still an advantage for our side, because we can defeat it. Like if we defeat all the upper end guys, we can easily deal with the lower end guys at the end of this whole battle. And it's like, Big Mom's like, Soul King, it's been a while. You are a very fascinating creature. And then says, yo ho ho, you have a sharp eye. Although I don't have any eyes. Yo ho ho. That's basically Brooke. And then Franky says, hey, Big Mom, you like my metal buddy? I'm a cyborg. And then, like, Nami does say one of the most sensible things in this whole chapter. It's basically, Franky, what are you doing? You're talking bad to a Yonko. And then Franky basically says this, basically the same thing that Jinbei says back in Totland. Basically saying, when our captain is going to be king of the pirates, why should we fear Yonkers? And I respect Franky, because it's basically the same thing that Jinbei says when he said to Big Mom, my captain's gonna be the pirate king, so why should I bow to me emperor? And then Franky goes in for a radical beam. So basically he's going to try to shoot a hole through Big Mom, which I think Franky's radical beam is the closest thing that we possibly have to a firearm that could defeat Big Mom. So then like Big Mom grabs one of her homies to like block the attack, when Franky notices my favorite part of the chapter. I don't know why, I just love this part of the chapter. We get introduced to 3 new numbers. Like we get these 3 ones that look absolutely monstrous. They're gigantic. They look like Uni. In fact, they're described to be failed experiments to make like ancient giants. You know, Oz Jr., those types of guys. And like it's like they even bring it up. These guys remind me of Thriller Bark, and like we even might get because like the English dub of the anime is getting up to a point where they're getting explanations on the world government has been trying to create ancient giants for a long time. So basically these things are just like cheap knockoffs. And here's like my idea of what these ancient giants are. Because we saw like a Hachan, which is basically an enormous guy who was basically originally I think was originally a giant, but then was increased in size. Like, I think my thoughts is that Caesar used human children, while Vegapunk used giant children. That's my thoughts. And I love these designs of the numbers because they look way better than like the other two numbers, except one guy has like sharp teeth, and these look like actual monsters. This is going to be the cover page because I love these designs. And like we've seen all these guys in silhouette before, and they're like all drunk and they're like not really focusing, and they're not subtle at all. Like these guys are hammered, and like everybody's been mentioning, yeah, the numbers are not good with their liquor, and I'm guessing these guys are gonna also be hitting friend and foe. And then like we get an explanation on how Kaido got them. So it's apparently he bought them off from Punk Hazard. So, and then Franky, just to get past my favorite part of the chapter, like these ancient giants, he like notices that one of them like has the Brachio tank, and he's like, "You sons of Beatrice, I'm gonna shoot you for that. Let him go." Because Usopp and Chopper is in there, and he like radical beams like this ancient giant. When Big Mom's like, "You really think it was a smart idea wasting your only shot on one of those giants instead of me?" And then like Jinbei, and some people I could definitely think when I read this part of the chapter, I think, oh, definitely people are going to hate this part of the chapter. And I get where they'd be coming from if they hate this part of the chapter, but yeah, I will admit Big Mom is powerful. And this scene definitely makes her seem less powerful than she actually is. But I see this scene, like Jinbei grabs a Big Mom and like spirals her. And Robin is just like is creating arms and making her spin with those arms. I'm seeing the momentum is keeping her going, and with Robin adding more momentum with it, allowing Big Mom just to keep going. Because Big Mom is pretty big and pretty heavy, so I'm guessing that she'd keep going and going. And like, it's just a continual force, because throughout this entire arc, it's been like, whenever Big Mom has been seemingly defeated, it's like, no, she's not defeated, she's just like down for the second, not for the entire fight. And then Robin uses Merithlur, which is the move that she uses, I don't get. And then Franky is like, "Come on to Chopper, Usopp, you ready? We're gonna combine." And then the two are like, "Oh my god, combine!" Then we cut to Queen, who is just watching the whole thing thinking, what the hell? And then Luffy shows up and there's Zoro right beside him. I was wondering, like, where the hell did Zoro come from? Like, Queen is like, huh, what the hell? And like, Zoro and Zoro grabs onto Luffy after telling him where he was going. And then Luffy Gumu Gumu no rockets all the way up, just to head to the roof. But then Queen just turns to his Brachio form, bites both of them. They're both in his mouth, and he's just not letting them go. He's just like, if you think I was letting you get to Kaido, think again. And then King shows up with a bunch of gifters, which I have a question. I would like to think that there are different gifters here, that it's not just gifters. I'd like to think like Skypians, Brookins, like those other types, maybe a part of Kaido's crew, but I'm fine with it, it's not. And it seems like all this has been happening like within a few like seconds of one another. Like the throwing, the connections. I'm guessing this all happened within less than 5 seconds of one another. Because the ancient giant, the giant that got hit by Franky's radical beam, he's still falling down and all that type of stuff, while Queen just threw Luffy and Zoro down. And then the Brachio tank and the Black Rhino just combine to become the Franky Shogun. And then we get to see Usopp and Chopper, and I just love this. If I was in their spot, I'd be doing the same thing. It'd be like they got ejected out because it's only one seater when it's the Franky Shogun. But they're like, oh, I'm mad that we couldn't stay in there, but it's so cool. And then we get to see Sanji being like, ugh, God, this thing is so durable. God, it sucks, because he probably hates this thing. He hates his raid suit. It was literally made by his abusive family. The people that basically the Nazis in this world. So, I can understand where he's coming from. His despicable family, he's willing to suck his pride up and use it, but he does not like it. For a second, if you think he likes it, you are an idiot. And then, Old Man Hyo goes on a big speech, and he's, if he wouldn't have said this, I would have been fine. We still have 2 more acts of Wano, so people have been thinking that the 3rd act will end in tragedy, so I think that the 3rd act has already got all its players in. Maybe some other people will come in, say, maybe the Marines could show up, maybe Blackbeard. I'm just thinking, something bad is now gonna happen. And then we finally get our group shot of all the Straw Hats finally together. No color page, no nothing. And then it's the whole crew posing, and Sanji took off his raid suit, which, don't get why he took it off, but it's alright, he took it off. Cool scene. And it's just everybody's ready to deal with these mother effers. So, that was basically it for the chapter. I really liked the chapter. My favorite part was clearly the ancient giants, but I really want to see more from these ancient giants. Maybe Blackbeard has some ancient giants. I would kill to learn more about these ancient giants. Because actually, they were brought up that the world government has been trying to bring back ancient races. So, I've been getting into Game of Thrones lore, people trying to bring back dragons in Game of Thrones, the Targaryens. It's kind of like the world government, they wanted to bring back dragons. Maybe they also want to bring back ancient giants. Maybe some other races they want to bring back as soldiers. They've always wanted to bring back. I definitely think there are some things that the world government definitely want that are back. I'm trying to, maybe the experiments that they did to create, since it's stated that for a long time they've been trying to make ancient giants, maybe that's the reason why humans have such big differences, because they've been experimenting for so long between sizes. You have Luffy, the main character, but then you have Big Mom. They're both considered human. So that's just my thoughts, and that's basically it. I like the chapter. If that's all you needed, you should have skipped to this part of the review. Like, comment, subscribe, turn the bell on for notifications, and I will also be making a One Punch Man review to upload with this one. And that's it. Have a nice day.